In 2010, a video was uploaded to the internet. And, it wasn't just a random act of cruelty.
No, not at all.
It was a carefully engineered, highly weaponized product. It was designed to hack the emerging architecture of the attention economy. The perpetrator didn't just want to commit a crime, he wanted an audience.
He craved it.
Exactly. And the internet, with its insatiable appetite for outrage, gave him exactly what he wanted. We are going to explore how our collective gaze inadvertently helped create a monster. Welcome, everyone. You are listening to the official and canonical title of our show, Off the Record.
Off the record, yes.
I am your host, and we are absolutely thrilled to have you joining us for what promises to be a profoundly intricate, challenging, and frankly vital deep dive.
It is truly a pleasure to be here, and the topography we are about to traverse today is dense. It is meticulously curated, pulling from robust reporting by CTV News, deep legal analysis from Canadian Lawyer magazine, an incredibly insightful academic paper titled Murder in an Attention Economy, and comprehensive phenomenological timelines from the 10-Minute Murder blog.
Right. We have a massive stack of sources.
We do. We are unpacking the modern true crime landscape, specifically the terrifying intersection of internet vigilantism, digital validation, and extreme criminal narcissism.
Precisely. Our mission today is to deconstruct a narrative that most of you listening might think you already know. You've seen the headlines, maybe you've seen the documentaries.
But there are layers.
Exactly. Layers of psychological and systemic complexity here that demand rigorous, uncompromising analysis. We have to understand the how and the why behind all of it. But before we dive into the deep end, I need to acknowledge our director, Ryan Thomas.
Ah, Ryan.
Yes, Ryan is the one who curates these topics. And anticipating the incredibly heavy toll this specific material takes, he has graciously provided us with a truly beautiful complimentary meal, which we've just finished enjoying.
It was fantastic.
It was. And looking at the table right now, he has also provided an impressively large, perhaps dauntingly extensive selection of artisanal bourbons to help us, quite literally, stomach the abyss.
A very necessary provision, if I'm being honest. The drink's already poured. It's a very complex peaty bourbon. We are settling in for the long haul.
We really are. Oh, and before we launch, Ryan has given us a strict, non-negotiable directive from the control booth.
Right. The exercise.
Yeah, he has demanded that we warm up with a specific vocal exercise. He insists our enunciation must remain absolutely pristine for this serious academic subject. So if you'll bear with me for one moment, listener.
Let's hear it.
Okay, here we go. Liam Neeson's niece, Lisa Neeson, recently leased a really nice Nissan.
Perfectly executed, flawless diction. The consonants were remarkably crisp.
Thank you so much. The enunciation is locked in. So let's unpack this. We have to begin in 2010. This is the catalyst for the entire horrific timeline we're going to explore today in this deep dive.
Yes. 2010 is a pivotal year. If you think about the architecture of the internet at that time, social media algorithms were just beginning to realize that outrage is the most potent form of engagement.
Outrage drives clicks.
Exactly. This is when the darkest structural flaws of the attention economy began to materialize. And into this fragile ecosystem, a video titled One Boy, Two Kittens is released across YouTube and various Facebook proxy groups.
I remember when that happened. It was everywhere.
It was inescapable. Now, it is absolutely imperative to understand that this was not a spontaneous act of violence caught on tape. According to the 10-Minute Murder blog's analysis, as well as digital forensics reports, this was a highly deliberate, premeditated piece of media.
It was a production.
Yes. The perpetrator's face is intentionally blurred. The video starts by showing a young man playing with two innocent kittens, deliberately building a false sense of security and warmth.
Right, drawing you in.
Exactly. And then he places them into a vacuum seal bag and slowly suffocates them. Every single frame, every editorial choice was designed to provoke a massive, visceral, explosive reaction from anyone who watched it.
It was a provocation. He was essentially fishing for a response. And he caught a leviathan. The internet exploded. Almost overnight, a Facebook group forms.
The vigilantes.
Yeah. It was called Find the Vacuum Kitten Killer for Great Justice. And this wasn't just a handful of angry people in a comment section leaving empty threads. It rapidly swelled to nearly 4,000 members.
That's a massive mobilization.
It really is. What's fascinating here, and what we really need to break down, is the sheer level of sophistication they employed. These weren't casual observers. They morphed into a decentralized intelligence agency.
They did?
They became dedicated digital forensics experts.
Precisely. They were crowdsourcing intelligence gathering on an unprecedented scale. We have to talk about how they did this because it's vital to understanding the era. They didn't just watch the video,
They dismantled it.
frame by frame. They were pulling apart metadata. Now, for you listening who might not know, metadata is essentially the hidden data embedded within a digital file.
Like the digital fingerprints.
Exactly. It can include the time and date a photo was taken, the type of camera used, and sometimes, crucially, the GPS coordinates. But the perpetrator was smart enough to scrub the basic UXIF data.
So they had nothing obvious to go on.
Right, so the sleuths had to go deeper. They scrutinized the physical background of the video. They analyzed the electrical outlets visible on the wall, cross-referencing global plug types to determine which continent the video was filmed on.
That is insane attention to detail.
It gets crazier. They zoomed in on a specific pack of cigarettes on the bed. They analyzed the exact make, model, and year of the vacuum cleaner, tracking down the manufacturer's manual online to match the specific yellow hue of the plastic casing to a model that was only sold in specific North American regions.
It's incredible. They even matched the bedspread to a specific pattern sold at a major retail chain in North America. But this raises a critical question for you and for the listener.
Okay, let's hear it.
Because this is the core tension of the early internet. Is this crowdsourced internet investigation a modern form of heroic digital archaeology? Or is it a dangerous precursor to a mob mentality?
That is the question.
Because here is my pushback. As they are hunting him, as they are obsessing over his every move, aren't they giving him the exact currency he desires? The spotlight.
That is the central agonizing paradox. You are entirely correct to push back. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, we have to look at the psychological framework of the perpetrator, Luka Magnotta.
Right. What is going on inside his head?
To understand why he did this, we have to understand the void inside of him. The academic paper we sourced, Murder in an Attention Economy, explores this beautifully. It details Magnotta's profound, absolute emptiness.
A complete lack of identity.
Yes. The Thought Dot is an article corroborates this, painting a picture of a man suffering from a psychotic narcissism so severe that it defied traditional psychiatric categorization.
Wow.
We are talking about a man who, in his early 20s, underwent multiple extensive plastic surgeries just to vaguely resemble James Dean or a generic Hollywood celebrity.
And it wasn't just physical alteration. He was fabricating his entire digital existence. He literally created dozens, perhaps hundreds, of fake websites and sock puppet accounts.
An army of ghosts.
Yeah. He would spend hours every single day talking to himself online using different aliases just to simulate the illusion of fame. He was seeding rumors on obscure gossip forums about himself.
Claiming he was dating Carla Homolka.
Right, claiming he was dating a high-profile serial killer or claiming he was a millionaire model just to get his name indexed by search engines. He was a human black hole, a void that possessed a desperate pathological need to be filled with the internet's attention.
Yes. In an attention economy, the primary currency is exactly that attention. And the tragic realization is that the algorithm and human psychology doesn't differentiate between positive attention and negative attention.
A click is a click.
Exactly. Magnotta figured out the exchange rate. He realized that it is incredibly difficult to become famous for being talented, but it is horrifyingly easy to become infamous for being cruel.
Which is terrifying.
The internet sleuths, with their righteous anger, were unknowingly minting his currency. They were feeding the beast.
We are going to dive much deeper into the mechanics of that psychology and how the system completely failed to stop him. But first, a quick professional note to you, our dedicated listener.
Ah, yes.
The business.
If you are enjoying this rigorous analytical deep dive into the darkest corners of the internet, please take a moment to head over to our official YouTube channel at HAM-OTR.
It's a great channel.
We need you to like and subscribe. It is the official channel for Off the Record, and your support allows us to continue bringing you these incredibly vital, resource-intensive investigations.
Thank you for that. Flawless integration. Now, I'm just going to take another sip of this bourbon. It has a remarkable finish.
I'll join you. Cheers.
Cheers. Because the systemic failures we are about to discuss require a certain level of fortification. The police response is, it's just infuriating.
It really is. Okay, let's unpack the escalation. The sleuths in this Facebook group weren't just hunting him. They were psychologically profiling him.
They were doing the work of behavioral analysts. Exactly. There was one prominent member operating under the alias John Green who explicitly warned that this behavior was a classic precursor. Anyone who studies criminology knows the McDonald triad, right?
Right. Animal cruelty is a massive red flag.
Huge red flag. The sleuths predicted with horrifying accuracy that the killer would eventually tire of the reaction he got from animals and move on to human beings.
They compiled a massive dossier, IP addresses, geographical estimates, behavioral analyses, the fake aliases. They handed this actionable intelligence to law enforcement agencies on a silver platter.
They did all the work.
They begged for intervention, and the authorities finally opened a file. It was February of 2011, but law enforcement's response was completely anemic. They were paralyzed by jurisdictional bureaucracy.
Let's explain what that means, because frankly, it sounds like an excuse.
Yeah.
How does jurisdictional bureaucracy stop police from catching a guy suffocating animals on camera?
Well, it's a matter of legal jurisdiction in the digital age. You have an IP address that might originate in a proxy server in Russia, routing through a VPN in Switzerland, while the physical suspect is sitting in an internet cafe in Toronto or Montreal, uploading a video to a server hosted in California.
It's a nightmare for a local precinct.
Exactly. Which local police department has the authority to knock on a door? Furthermore, the legal statutes at the time regarding animal cruelty were shockingly weak.
Just a slap on the wrist.
In Canada, animal cruelty was largely treated as a property offense or a minor summary conviction. So you have a massive international digital footprint for a crime that local police view as a low-priority misdemeanor.
Because, technically, legally speaking, no humans had been harmed yet. The system just could not compute the digital threat matrix. The police literally told these sleuths that they couldn't launch a massive, resource-heavy manhunt over kittens.
It's a fundamental misunderstanding of escalation.
It's so frustrating. It's really deeply sad, actually. I mean, think about those little kittens.
It is objectively a failure of foresight.
No, but really think about the kittens for a second. They were just little soft kittens. They were playing on a bed.
I know, it's awful.
They didn't understand what a camera was. They didn't know what the internet was or what a metadata tag was or what a proxy server does. They were just little guys looking for warmth. I love animals so much.
I know you do.
I have a cat, and if anyone ever, the absolute pure innocence of it just breaks my heart.
It's sickening. It truly is. And it's exactly why the Montreal police's inaction and the broader international police inaction is a complete and utter systemic failure.
It is.
It's enraging. I can feel my heart rate increasing just talking about it. The escalation was telegraphed. It was written in neon letters across the digital sky.
They knew it was going to happen.
These amateur internet sleuths did the police's job for them. They handed them a meticulously sourced blueprint of a developing psychopath, and the police just shrugged their shoulders because a human being hadn't been dismembered yet.
It's disgusting.
It is a staggering dereliction of duty. It makes my blood boil.
I know. You're getting worked up. I am too. It's just a very heavy topic.
I am worked up because it matters. But hey, look at me. You're such a good boy for caring this much. You know that. Or a good girl. Whatever you prefer.
Oh, thank you.
You really are. It shows the depth of your empathy. I really appreciate that about you. Most people in this industry become entirely desensitized. They just read the facts off the prompter.
That's true. A lot of podcasters are just cold.
But you feel it deeply. I'm going to pour us both another splash of this bourbon. We need it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say. I absorb the emotions of the research. Anyway, thank you for the drink.
Anytime. Let's keep going.
Right. The escalation. It happens.
Yeah.
Just like John Green and the sleuths predicted, we move to May 2012.
The grim prophecy fulfilled.
Right. May 15th to May 16th, 2012. The 10-minute murder blog details the timeline meticulously. Mysterious, cryptic references started appearing on obscure gore forums and dark web message boards.
The digital breadcrumbs.
Exactly. Someone, and we know now it was Magnotta, was hyping up a video that hadn't even been released to the public yet. It was titled, "One Lunatic, One Ice Pick." Do you understand how perverse that is?
It's a marketing campaign.
He was acting as his own PR firm. He was doing marketing for an atrocity, building anticipation.
Because he had learned the ultimate lesson of the attention economy. The preamble to the content generates as much, if not more, engagement than the content itself.
Like a movie trailer.
Precisely. The speculation, the rumors, the waiting, it's all part of the algorithmic dopamine loop. He was priming his audience.
And then the video drops. And it is beyond horrific. It is the brutal, unimaginable murder, dismemberment, and necrophilia involving June Lin.
It's a waking nightmare.
We need to pause and talk about June Lin, because true crime has this awful habit of reducing victims to footnotes in the killer's Wikipedia page.
They become supporting characters in their own tragedy.
Yes, exactly. Junlin was a 33-year-old student from Wuhan, China. He was studying engineering and computer science at Concordia University in Montreal. He was brilliant.
He had a whole life ahead of him.
He was optimistic. He was working at a convenience store to support himself. He loved his family. He had friends who cared about him. He was just a guy trying to build a future in a new country.
A completely innocent man.
And his life, his entire universe of potential was just extinguished. And for what? For clicks. For some narcissistic sociopath's desperate need for fake internet points. It's just so profoundly unfair.
It is the ultimate grotesque commodification of human life. Junlin wasn't a person to Magnotta. He was a prop.
A prop, God.
He was a co-star in a snuff film designed exclusively for a captive, horrified, global audience. Magnotta didn't just kill him, he utilized him. And the aftermath, we have to look at the calculated mechanics of the aftermath.
Mailing the packages.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mailing the severed body parts to the headquarters of the conservative and liberal political parties in Ottawa and later to 2 schools in Vancouver. Why do that?
To force the mainstream media to cover it. The internet was no longer enough.
Exactly. He wanted the evening news. He wanted the political establishment involved. It was a strategy designed to ensure absolute maximum media saturation. He was hacking the news cycle.
Okay, let's talk about the manhunt and the trial.
Ah,
I am definitely starting to feel this bourbon. It's warming my chest.
it's a very robust pour. I might have been a bit heavy-handed.
It's fine. It's helping.
So the global manhunt. Once the political offices receive the packages, the Montreal police, the RCMP, and Interpol are suddenly intensely involved.
It blew up everywhere.
It becomes arguably the first true internationally crowdsourced manhunt in modern history. An Interpol Red Notice is issued, which is a global alert to hunt and capture a fugitive.
And he ran to Europe.
He flees to Paris, then to Berlin. But it isn't brilliant detective work that catches him, it's his own digital vanity.
This is the part that is just so darkly poetic. He is arrested on June 4, 2012, in an internet cafe in the Neukölln borough of Berlin.
An internet cafe, fitting.
Kadir Leslie, the employee at the cafe, recognizes him from the news and flags down a police cadet outside. But what is Magnotta doing when the police walk in? What is the master criminal doing?
He is sitting at terminal number 25, reading news articles about himself.
Exactly. He is looking at his own reflection in the digital mirror. He couldn't resist checking his metrics.
His vanity was his ultimate vulnerability.
God, what a complete fuck. Just a total, absolute fuck of a human being.
Truly.
So they extradite him back to Canada on a military transport plane. The trial begins in September 2014 and concludes in December. And his legal defense is just wild. We need to talk about the Manny defense.
Ah, yes. The phantom puppeteer. This is where the legal analysis from Canadian Lawyer magazine becomes crucial.
Right. So Magnotta's defense attorney, Luke Leclerc, doesn't deny that Magnotta committed the physical acts. Instead, he mounts a defense of not criminally responsible, or NCR, due to a mental disorder.
Specifically, severe schizophrenia.
Right. How did that work in Canadian law?
Well, under Section 16 of the Canadian Criminal Code, to be found NCR, the defense must prove on a balance of probabilities that the accused was suffering from a mental disorder that rendered them incapable of appreciating the nature and quality of the act, or incapable of knowing that it was wrong.
That sounds like a really high bar.
It's a very high bar. The defense strategy relied heavily on the testimony of psychiatrists and Magnotta's own family. His mother testified that for years, Magnotta had been talking about an abusive, controlling man named Manny Lopez.
The narrative was that this Manny character was a mastermind who physically and psychologically abused Magnotta.
Right, the puppet master.
And forced him to make the kitten videos and ultimately manipulated and forced him to murder Junlin. Manny was the director and Magnotta was just a helpless actor.
But the prosecution, led by Louis Boutillier, systematically dismantled this. The Thought Dot, his article, along with trial transcripts, points out the glaring, insurmountable flaw in this fabricated narrative.
The digital footprint.
The digital footprint, specifically the phone records.
Yes. The phone records completely destroyed the schizophrenia defense. If you are terrified, out of your mind, being controlled by an abusive handler named Manny on the night of a murder, you would presumably be communicating with him.
You would think so.
But on the night of the murder, phone records showed Magnotta only contacted his mother and his sister. There was zero evidence in his vast digital history that Manny Lopez ever existed as a real person.
Manny was just another sock puppet, Another fake persona, just like the dozens of websites he built. He was a ghost created to act as a legal scapegoat.
A complete fiction.
Furthermore, the prosecution showed that his actions before and after the crime, booking the flight to Europe, meticulously cleaning the apartment, emptying the victim's bank account, demonstrated clear, organized premeditation.
Which totally contradicts the whole sudden psychotic break thing.
Exactly.
The jury saw right through it.
After 8 days of deliberation, on December 23, 2014, they returned with a verdict. He was found guilty on all 5 charges, including first-degree murder.
Justice served. And I want to be clear about Canadian law here. A first-degree murder conviction carries an automatic sentence of life in prison with no possibility of parole for 25 years.
Quebec's Superior Court Justice Guy Cournoyer presided over the trial. He took a moment to explicitly praise the jury for their endurance in viewing the horrific evidence.
That had to be traumatizing for them.
Unbelievably so. He called the case by all standards unique. And he stated that the jury proved that substantive justice is a reality.
Substantive justice, meaning that despite the circus, despite the media frenzy, the core legal principles of accountability held firm.
Substantive justice. Yes. You know what isn't substantive justice?
Wow.
Ryan Thomas.
Wait, what? Where did that come from? We were just talking about the Supreme Court of Quebec.
I know, but I'm looking through the glass into the control room. I'm looking at the notes he left us on this iPad, and I remember his little smug smirk when he handed us these massive glasses of bourbon. You know, he pulled me aside before the show today.
He did? What did he say?
He issued a formal directive. He said we were strictly forbidden from calling him a shithead on air anymore.
Oh, wow.
He literally said, "I'm the director, you can't call me a shithead or you're fired." He threatened my livelihood over a hyphenated insult.
I mean, he is our boss. He signs the checks.
He's a cunt.
Oh, my God. You can't say that.
I just did. He banned shithead.
Yeah.
He didn't ban cunt. He is a total, absolute cock.
Are you crazy right now?
He sits back there with his little expensive headphones, curating these relentlessly depressing topics, making us stare into the absolute darkest abysses of human depravity for an hour every week. And then he has the audacity to give us a corporate rule book on how we are allowed to insult him.
Wow.
What a complete and utter cock. But
what? You have a weird look in your eye.
I don't even know why I'm saying this on mic. It's definitely the bourbon. The peat is getting to my frontal lobe.
Yeah.
But secretly.
Secretly what?
Sometimes when he comes into the booth before we record and he's adjusting my mic stand and he leans in close to check the pop filter, I want to...
You want to what? Fight him.
I want to throw him against the soundboard and do things to him.
Boys.
Very, very illicit things. I want to ruin his life in the most intensely erotic way possible. I want to aggressively dismantle his professional boundaries.
I don't know how to respond to that. We're in the middle of analyzing a horrific murder trial, and you're talking about aggressively seducing our director.
I know. I'm sorry. But the human heart is a complex, dark, contradictory thing, much like this case.
This is completely inappropriate.
I'm just being emotionally honest with you and the listener. The alcohol is acting as a truth serum.
Oh, God. This is making me think of my own life.
What about your life?
It's just so pathetic. It really is. You're over here talking about passion, even twisted, angry passion for Ryan, and I go home to an empty, quiet apartment every single night.
Oh, come on. It's not that bad.
It is. I try to date, I put myself out there,
Yeah.
and I just get ghosted constantly. I'm out here analyzing the metadata of my Tinder matches.
Analyze their metadata.
Yes. I'm looking at their Spotify playlists and their distance in miles, trying to figure out the exact moment they lost interest and decided to stop replying, just like the internet sleuths looking for the vacuum cleaner killer. It's exactly the same dynamic.
It is absolutely, fundamentally not the same dynamic. At all.
It feels the same. I'm staring into the void of read receipts, and the void is staring back with a typing bubble that just disappears.
Okay, breathe.
I just want someone to look at me the way Luka Magnotta looked at his own Wikipedia page. Is that so much to ask from the universe? Just a shred of dedicated attention.
Okay. Let's take some deep breaths, have some water, or actually have some more bourbon.
I need more bourbon.
You are a very attractive, very intelligent, incredibly capable person. The dating market is a flawed algorithm. Let's just wait. My head is spinning a bit. What were we just talking about?
I don't even know anymore. Everything is sad. The kittens are gone. Jen Lynn is gone. My romantic prospects are entirely gone. I'm going to die alone with my cat, and no one will even make a Facebook group about me.
No. Stop that. We need to reset the podcast. We are professionals. We have a structure. Let's look at the syllabus. Part 4. The outline says part 4 is prison life. Let's talk about the absurdity of his prison life.
Okay, right. Give me a second. Let me wipe my eyes.
Take your time.
Okay. The 2015 letters. Thought Dot is published excerpts of letters Magnotta wrote to his fans in 2015 from prison, which, first of all, is insane that a convicted murderer has a fan club sending him mail.
The attention economy never sleeps. Hybristophilia, the sexual interest in and attraction to those who commit crimes, is amplified by digital connectivity.
It's disgusting. Listen to this. I'm going to read this directly from his letter. He writes, I just bought Celine Dion's album and a lot of others. I have a stereo and a portable for when I suntan outside.
He's suntanning.
Yeah. The food here is really, really good, and they serve a lot. The Italian is the best. I also love the ice cream. He's in maximum security. He brutally ended a life. And he's talking about playing hockey and tennis, waiting for the volleyball nets to go up, and taking leisurely walks in the prison garden to look at the lilacs.
It is grotesque. But keep reading. You have to read the part about Valentine's Day. I read this in the prep notes and it broke my brain. This is the most important part of the entire deep dive.
Okay. He says, so all this chocolate for Valentine's Day is ruining my diet, LOL.
This is the part.
These fucking assholes said they would add Ferrero Rocher, and they didn't. They just want all their choices on the canteen. Some people are so fucking selfish it pisses me off. I went outside and played in the snow today and made a little snowman, LOL.
Oh my God.
Well, why are you laughing so hard? It's not funny.
Do you not see the sheer majestic Shakespearean absurdity of this?
No, I don't.
A convicted, dismembering, necrophiliac murderer is sitting in a maximum security cell writing a letter complaining that the Canadian penal system did not provide him with Ferrero Rocher chocolates for Valentine's Day.
It's just offensive.
He is calling other people selfish for not stocking the hazelnut wafers. And then he goes out into the prison yard and makes a little snowman. It's a snowman of pure psychopathy.
I don't understand why this is so profound to you.
Because it is the most profound metaphor for human existence I have ever encountered in my entire academic career. Don't you see? We are all just terrified killers in a panopticon complaining about the lack of luxury chocolates in the yard. We build our little snowmen of denial while the world burns. It's brilliant.
You're laughing, but it's terrifying. It just shows he has absolutely zero remorse. He's completely detached from the reality of what he did.
He is untethered.
Completely. And it gets worse. You want to talk about reality? Look at this CTV News article from March 2024. This is the part that actually broke me.
What does the article say? Hand me the tablet.
I'll just read it. He was transferred. In 2022, Correctional Service Canada transferred him from Port Cartier Institution, which is a maximum security prison, to a medium security facility.
A downgrade in security.
Yes. Reportedly, it's La Casa Institution. And the CSC spokesperson, Kevin Antonucci, was defending the transfer to the press, saying that Magnotta met the criteria for medium security because the facility has a high fence. As if a fence stops a psychopath.
Well, to be fair to the systemic parameters of Canadian corrections, medium security still has armed guards, perimeter patrols, and strict internal movement controls.
I don't care about the internal parameters. Read the dates. Look at the dates at the bottom of the CTV article. I highlighted them in yellow.
Let me see. According to the Parole Board of Canada, Magnotta will be eligible for day parole on June 4th, 2034, and for full parole on June 4th, 2037.
2034, I can't even do the math right now. I'm too drunk. But it's soon. It's basically tomorrow in legal years.
It is relatively soon.
He could get out. He's going to get day parole, and he's going to walk into a dépanneur in Montreal, and he's going to buy a box of Ferrero Rocher, and he's going to eat it on the street. Yeah. It's devastating.
The system has its rules.
The entire justice system is a complete joke. What if he gets a Twitter account? What if he comes after me? What if he finds out where I live and comes after my cat?
Hey, look at me. Look at my eyes. Stop crying, Mommy. Or Daddy. Whatever you prefer to be called right now. Stop it.
Did you just call me Mommy?
You're being a little slut for the drama right now, and I need you to focus. I need you to center yourself.
You just called me a little slut.
I'm trying to comfort you. I'm using terms of endearment. You are the smartest, most compassionate person in the world for caring this much about the intricacies of Canadian parole eligibility laws. I mean it.
You really mean it?
Yes. Most people just read the clickbait headline and scroll past, but you feel the dates in your soul. You internalize the injustice. You're a brilliant, beautiful, deeply sad little researcher, and I adore you for it. Now have another drink.
Okay. You're right. I am a good researcher. I care about the dates because the dates represent justice.
Thank you.
I needed to hear that. Wait, what's the next section? My vision is getting blurry.
We are moving to part 5. The documentary, The Media Loop, Don't Fuck with Cats, Hunting an Internet Killer.
Oh, right, the Netflix doc.
Mm.
2019, it was absolutely huge. It was directed by Mark Lewis. Dimitri Doganis executive produced it for Raw TV.
It was a cultural phenomenon.
Everyone was talking about it at the office. Wait, it got nominated for major awards, didn't it?
Yes, it did. It swept through the award circuits,
Yeah.
British Academy Television Awards, and Emmys. I'm trying to recall the exact categories.
Me too.
Michael Hart won for editing, I think. Wait, was it an Emmy or a BAFTA? He won the BAFTA for Best Editing, Factual. And Mark Lewis won the Emmy for Outstanding Writing for a nonfiction program. Those are the metrics of success in the true crime industrial complex.
But despite the awards, the Rotten Tomatoes score was only 67%. I remember looking that up and being surprised.
Because the critics understood the ethical quagmire at the heart of the project. The website Consensus for Critics literally stated that the series had questionable intent.
Because they gave him what he wanted.
Because by making a slick, high-budget documentary about his crimes, aren't the filmmakers doing the exact thing the killer wanted?
Exactly. This is what I was trying to say earlier. Documentaries are evil. They exploit real human trauma for Friday night entertainment. They turn absolute monsters into Netflix celebrities. It's sick.
Oh, wait, hold on. Didn't you say at the very beginning of the deep dive that the internet sleuths were heroes? The entire framing of the documentary is about empowering those sleuths?
Yes, but no. I said documentaries are good because they raise awareness about the warning signs, but they're also fundamentally evil because of the copycats.
Yes. The Wikipedia article explicitly details the tragedy of the copycat effect. This is where the media loop becomes lethal.
The 2021 murder.
The 2021 murder of Jorge Martin Carino in Oxford, England, by a woman named Scarlett Blake.
I can't even date the details of this case. It's like a virus. She literally live-streamed herself killing a cat, and she played a specific song in the background while she did it.
She played the New Order song, True Faith, which happens to be the exact same song that played in the background of the Netflix docuseries Don't Fuck with Cats.
It's disgusting.
It wasn't a coincidence, it was a deliberate homage. The prosecutor at her trial argued that it was a direct homage to the documentary. Justice Chamberlain, at her sentencing, explicitly stated on the record that the documentary played a part in linking the killing of a cat to the killing of a person in her mind.
So wait, let me get this straight. A documentary is made about a guy who killed cats and then escalated to a person.
Right.
And that documentary inspired someone else to kill a cat and then a person using the specific aesthetic directorial choices of the documentary itself. It's a snake eating its own tail. The attention economy is a giant poisonous snake, and we are the tail.
It is an endless, inescapable loop of mirrored violence, art imitating life, imitating death.
Wait. I just remembered something else for the Wikipedia page. Something completely unrelated, but also totally related. Deanna Thompson.
The primary internet sleuth from the documentary? She went by the handle Bowdy Move On. What about her?
She went on season 7 of The Mole in 2024.
The Mole, the reality television competition on Netflix. The one with the sabotage and the briefcases?
Yes. She caught a real-life murderer, she starred in a true crime documentary, and then she leveraged that cultural cachet into being a contestant on a reality game show about lying to people. What is happening? What is reality anymore? Is everything just content? Is grief content? Is murder content?
It is all content. We are content. This podcast is content. This incredibly expensive bourbon that I spilled on my pants is content.
Look, just F-C-K. F-U-C-K is a giant all-encompassing noun. F-U-C-K. This whole deep dive is a fuck.
Yes, let it out. Scream into the microphone. You're such a bad boy when you yell like that. Or a bad girl. It's incredibly endearing.
I'm just so angry at the content.
You are unlocking the foundational secrets of the universe right now. I am telling you, with absolute certainty, this is, without a doubt, the single most insightful deep dive we have ever recorded in the history of Off the Record. We are deconstructing the panopticon of modern media in real time. We are philosophers.
I am so dizzy, I need to hold on to the table. I need to reset the podcast.
Okay.
Hello, listener. Welcome to Off the Record. We are discussing, I've completely lost the plot. The kittens, the snowman, Celine Dion, the mole, it's all connected.
It is all connected by the fragile thread of human desperation for validation. Which brings us to our final thought, the outro, the provocative coda that Ryan Thomas demands we deliver before we pass out.
Give it to him. Hitch him with the insight. Wreck him.
Listen to me very carefully, listener. If the internet is truly an attention economy, and monsters like Luka Magnotta commit horrific, unspeakable atrocities strictly to become famous, does making high-budget, award-winning documentaries about them, even if the stated noble goal is to show how they were caught, ultimately give them exactly what they want? By analyzing his psychology, by dedicating this very hour of audio to his timeline, are we inadvertently validating his psychotic narcissism? Are we, the voracious consumers of true crime who sit at home and listen to podcasts like this one, the final punchline to his sick joke?
Wow. I can't. I am entirely too emotionally exhausted and chemically compromised to even process that question. It makes my brain hurt. My heart hurts. Everything in the studio is spinning.
It's a heavy question. It's the only question that matters.
I just want to thank Ryan Thomas for the drinks,
Yeah.
even if he is a whatever explicit term you called him earlier.
He is a magnificent, maddening cock, and I will be visiting the control booth the second we wrap this recording. I'm going to unplug his monitors.
Oh, God. Please don't. Listener, I love you. I really, really love you. Thank you for listening to my sad life stories and for caring about June Lin and the innocent little kittens. You are the only good thing left in the attention economy. Remember to like and subscribe to @HAM-OTR. Just be safe out there. Don't look at The Void. The Void has a Netflix deal, and it wants your metadata. Good night.